It's just 10 minutes of me coughing. Hello everybody, my name is Brian.
And my name is Jonathan.
And we are the Gay Beards.
Why are we holding roses?
What's going on? We've had this guilty pleasure for a couple years now. John and sister always used to watch The Bachelor every Monday and made such a hoopla about it, and we're not really like into that kind of thing. But when we found out about a year ago that they do brackets and there's like competition involved with
also, when it's like The Bachelorette, there's a lot of hot men.
Yeah, all the hot guys.
Worth watching.
Nonetheless, it's Bachelor Monday. For those of you who are not familiar with the show, we are about to take you on a little spin and get you caught up to date with this season so that if you're standing at the water cooler with your friends or you're just kind of conversing post-exam, you have something to talk about.
But if you have not seen this episode, spoiler alerts are coming, so turn this off.
We're like caught up with the top 6.
Yeah,
so we know who the top 6 are. If you don't know what that means,
get out of here.
Basically what we're doing today is not really anything super crazy. We're just gonna be dishing. We're gonna kind of be talking about how we feel about each one, who we think is gonna be the ultimate winner, and we're also gonna go ahead and talk about all the trashy ones that went home. Let's jump right in knee deep. First of all, let's talk about The Bachelor. Nick Viall.
Which is like a terrible last name.
It is a terrible last name. He's super sexy. Nick's been on previous Bachelor seasons before. Anyway, we love him. I don't really have much to say about him. He's like not super muscly, but like not overtoned.
But his body's great. He's not my favorite Bachelor, to be honest.
No.
But I love it.
No.
I like that.
No.
No.
Okay, so the first one left is Corinne. A couple of the girls were telling us that even though Corinne is just like horrible, she's starting to grow on them.
I'm not buying it.
No, I don't like her. I think she's very entitled. I think she's very naive and immature, and she always talks about her nanny. What's her nanny's name?
I don't know, but it's weird.
She is still hanging on. She's in the top 6. I am mortified.
I had her out in the third, like, she was not in my 4th row.
No, she was not in. No. Okay, Daniel M. So okay. Daniel M is still there. I actually was a huge proponent of Daniel M in the very beginning of this. I was like, she's gonna go far. She's not the number 1 that I picked to go all the way.
Far. She's gone far.
She has gone far, but I will say that I'm not really a huge fan of her, as much of a fan of her now.
She hasn't done anything wrong, but she's just kind of like quiet and like...
Yeah, you know that she's kind of like emotionless. She's kind of numb when he has these conversations. They
probably just don't show that side of her.
Maybe, but maybe we don't like her.
I like her because she's my number 2 and I need her.
Okay, next on the list is Christina. So Christina, okay.
The silent killer the entire season.
Literally, I didn't even know she was there until this last episode.
I was like,
she's very mysterious and it's very interesting because she does have this like very like sensual accent and she has this like heartbreaking childhood story, which is just devastating. My heart goes out to her. I think she's very adorable and I think Nick likes her, but that being said, I don't think he's gonna pick her. I think it's a little bit too much mystery. She could be like a Russian spy or something. I do very much think she could possibly be a Bachelorette contender. I don't necessarily know that I have a lot of people backing me up on that.
I think it could be her or the next person coming up,
which is Rachel,
who has been consistently badass this whole time.
She has been. I like really.
And she's so cute.
She's got a great personality, but I think she might be a little bit too much for Nick. I think she might be a little bit too much woman.
I don't see her winning, but I see her going far.
Totally. Okay, Raven Nation. So Raven's.
I love her.
Do you?
I think she's great.
I mean, I don't dislike her. I just really am kind of like wondering about her.
I mean, I don't think she's for Nick. If I were straight, I would go for her. Boutique owner, badass name's Raven.
That's true.
Kind of a badass.
We can't think like that. We have to think for Nick. We have to think for Nick.
I don't think she's for Nick, but I'm just saying I like her though.
There's one more girl, Vanessa. Okay, this is like the most important one.
That's your number 1.
Talk about her. I get a lot of flack for having bad Bachelor or Bachelorette brackets. Like I don't know what I'm doing.
It's true. Last year he did very bad.
People tell me that I tend to latch on to what I would want personally and not what's in the best interest.
Granted, I did too, but it's harder when it's the Bachelorette because there's so many hot dudes.
And the guys, I can't. I don't even remember what she did on her first impression, but I was like, this girl is gonna go far. They had like an instant connection. I just feel really good about her, and I think a lot of people out there feel the same way. She's very put together. I love that she puked on their first one-on-one. It was very like vulnerable. Yeah, it was very Avril Lavigne, very like Alanis Morissette, ironic. Okay, so anyway, those are the top 6.
But the reason why it's important is because she's your number 1.
Yeah, she's my number 1.
So eliminated from the competition as of recent, the last person eliminated was Danielle L, which threw us for a loop. I wasn't here.
Threw you for a loop. I didn't like the girl.
No, okay, when he eliminated both people in the 2-on-1,
that was crazy.
That was insane. That was a loop.
Crazy.
She was my number 1 because they hit it off in the beginning.
I know, but you know what? She's a little bit like kitschy. Like she almost is like too porn star. Now I just think she was a little bit much. I mean, like she seems like she had a good head on her shoulders and she was very much looking for love, but she was just, it was a lot. It was a lot to handle. I'm just being honest. Since we can't go through every girl that's gone home, I think we can air our grievances. One of my biggest gripes is Alexis.
I was sad about that.
I loved her. Every episode they end with like a whippy quip from her. Fun, super
just
sexy.
know she's like your best friend.
Exactly,
like,
which is what Nick is looking for. So one thing I was gonna say earlier is that this is very unlike us to be so gossipy and dishy, but there's just some things you have to like let loose on.
So I don't know if you noticed, but we do have our Bachelor shirts on.
Yes, we do.
Brian says on Mondays we watch Bachelors,
Which we do.
and on mine says will you accept this rosé, which is the kind of like a wine that we drink. Our good friend Haley got this for us.
Yeah, hashtag love you Haley.
Love you Haley, love you boots, you're the best.
Pretty much, this is how we feel about this season of The Bachelor. Some of you might be new watching this channel, so I encourage you to go back and watch other videos and see that we're not such terrible people 90% of the time. Speaking of Bachelor and the love and all that fun stuff, Valentine's Day is coming up and we're really excited about that because we have some fun frisky beards coming out. There's gonna be some glitter involved. We're gonna maybe do some mini roses, so that's gonna be really exciting. It is a season of love, right? But even if you're not with somebody and you're single,
Like me.
like Jonathan, then you need to go ahead and chin up, kid, because there are shows like The Bachelor that you can go on to find love. Okay, well I think that's pretty much everything. We've got some fun videos coming up because summer's almost around the corner. First we have to hit spring, but that's such a minor detail. Stay tuned. If you have not already, make sure you subscribe to this channel. There's going to be a box floating around somewhere. Follow us on our social media accounts, Instagram, Tumblr, Snapchat, Facebook,
Twitter.
And yeah, we're gonna go watch The Bachelor, which is on in a couple hours, and you should do the same thing, but make sure you give this video a like, leave us a comment. We love hearing from you guys, and until next week, we love you so much.
The mostest.
Love you guys.
Love you guys.
Bye.
Yeah.
This week on The Bachelor. Cynthia, I know we had a great time today on our one-on-one.
So much fun.
It is a lot of fun. It makes me really want to give you this rose, but unfortunately, I just don't think that I can. You bitch! Tara, you know, you're just not like the other girls. Whose name is short for pterodactyl?
My parents were unique people.
I feel like the other day when you were poolside and you literally ate all of the boneless nuggets, I was kind of put off by that. I really, really want to give this to you, but I don't think I can because your hair is particularly messy.
My hair?
Give me that fucking rose!
I really had a fun time today.
I had such a great time.
You're like leaking. Trixie, something tells me that you have not been paying attention to me.
I think I'm sick.
I think that although your time on this show maybe I'm inclined morally to give you this rose. I can choose to give you both. I could choose to give you one, and I could hypothetically choose to give you none. I'm going to elect to not give you any today. Not because you took a shit off the side of the boat earlier.
If there was a bathroom on the boat, this wouldn't have
pulling out your hair, okay? It's freaking me out. I think it's best that maybe you go back to wherever it is that you're from. Trixie! Trixie! Stop! Stop! Trixie! And scene! Thank you!